ॐ त्वमेव माता च पिता त्वमैव बन्धु च सखा त्वमैव विद्या च द्रविणं त्वमैव सर्वं मम देव देवः. We are taking the 44th verse of Srimad Bhagavad Geeta, chapter 2. Bhogaishvarya prasaktanam tathapahat chetasam vyavasayatmikah buddhi samadho na vidhiyate. भोगैश्वर्य प्रसक्तानां तथा अपहत चेतसां व्यवसायात्मिका बुद्धिः समाधौ न विधीयते. भोगैश्वर्य प्रसक्तानां, it means those person, they are completely attached with the bhogas, the sensory organ stimulations. Aishwarya, it means the worldly treasures. This type of person called Bhogashwarya Prasaktana. Tatha, and Apahat Chetasam. Apahat, it means the kidnapped. Chetasam, it means the consciousness. Their consciousness is kidnapped by the illusion of the Maya. Vyavasayatmikaha, it means the decision power or decisive power. Buddhi, it means their divine intellect which can then take the decision. Samadho na vidhiyate. Samadho, they cannot stand in the equilibrium of the samadhi. Samadho, it means they cannot reach in the stage of the liberation in the Paramatma, in the transformation. They cannot. Not vidhiyate, cannot achieve. So the meaning of this stanza is that those persons, they are completely attached with the bhogas, it means the sensory organs stimulations. They are completely attached with different type of bodily treasures. This type of person, they completely kidnapped by the Maya. Their consciousness is completely kidnapped by the Maya. They are become very, very deeply unconscious. And this type of person cannot get the enlightenment, the completely awareness. They cannot get the Atma Jnana. So, because they have no decisive power, their intellect is completely become blind. They cannot stand in the equilibrium of enlightenment. My dear friend, that was the meaning of this stanza. Now we will take the secret stanza, a secret meaning of this stanza. Because the Krishna Sachidananda Paramatma, the master of the millions galaxies, uncountable, and billions of the universes, The Krishna is telling to the Arjuna a very, very secret technique and technology of enlightenment. And he is availing to the Arjuna because even he is omnipresence, omnipotent, not shape, not size, he is a God beyond the nature, but he is so much lovely and merciful to the disciples and the lovers. He often comes in the form of the Sadguru. So Krishna is telling, when a person has a strongly desires, that desires make a mesmerism and hypnotism. This desires make a very strong attachment. I want to give you an example. If a dog eating his food, and if an innocent person or a fool touch the hand of the food of the dog, dog bite that person's hand. So this is the example of the attachment with the sensory organs, hungers, lied wildly. That's why in this world you see the many examples. You bring these examples from the wild animals, whether they are snake, you see the anger of the snake. While they are the crocodile, you see the grip of the crocodile. If the crocodile catch your leg, then you cannot free your leg without killing the crocodile. Because if once the crocodile catch anything, he never open his mouth before the eating that thing. So that is the possessiveness. You can learn by the nature, that nature is possessive. And this possessiveness from many wild animals' birth, this is coming in your life and hiding your consciousness. So the Krishna is telling, Bhogaishwarya Prasaktanam. I can give the many examples in the wild animals, or the social animals, or the pet animals, or the birds and the fishes. They have the special characters and possessiveness for every type of their sensory organs inputs. My dear friend, you see in a child, you give child some chocolates, and then after, if you want take back your chocolate, the child will start crying, or maybe child will bite your hand. Even child cannot give up his toy. Even you are giving the toy to the child, but child don't want to return that toy because he is possessive. He is possessive. You can see the husband and wife, they are very possessive. Wife never like to her husband talk to another young woman and smile and do any type of hugging and other thing with another woman. She becomes angry. And husbands, they are also. So your love is also not love. Your love is also possessiveness. Which is you telling love, that is not love. That is your possessiveness. That is the wild love. Like the dogs. In the breeding season of the dog in India, one doggy behind many dogs, they goes and they fight each other, and they injured each other, and they kill each other. They were badly injured. The same thing in the lions, and same thing in the elephants, and same thing in the crocodiles, and same thing in the snakes. Maybe some more and some less, but same thing. So your psychological condition brings by your past life when you was many type of animal and many type of different type of you was living being on this earth, or maybe in another planet. So your desires about the bhogas, they are very possessive, they are very strong, they are very big ropes. You are tired with these type of desires foundations. And when you are living in possessive condition of your sensory organ hungers, then you can do anything. You are not man at that place, you are behave like a wild animal. And you are not in your wisdom, you are in the mesmerism of that particular type of your wishes and particular type of your hungers. So what is happening? Because you are completely involve your consciousness in the bhogas, in the sensory organs, in availing stimulations, then your all the karmas, your all activities, your all actions, they are also oriented with this type of possessiveness. And I told you in previous discourse, your heavens also, the hypothetical imagination of your own wishes and your own demands and your own hungers. So these are created. A phantasm. These are created. A mesmerism. These are create a hypnotic condition inside of you. Then you will not hear to anyone. That's why the person is not hearing the master. Because they are completely involved in their sensory organs, hungers, and stimulation activities and desires and their fulfilling efforts. Krishna is using a very nice word. But I want to describe more about this Bhog Aishwarya. Because not only the bhogas, not only sensory organs, hunger or your desires, that is not finished here, but this is affect your whole life. Why a person want to earn a lot of money? Why a person want to make a big mansions? Why a person want to brought a good cars? Why a person want to go on world tour? Why a person want to make a big money in his life? Because he knows the money can help him to availability of the sensory organs, stimulations, goods, materials, inputs. So the person is running towards the money, running towards the prosperity, running towards the male and female attraction, running towards the change of different type of food, running towards the make his body healthy, because he want be a strong person for involving in the sensory organs availing pleasure. That a network comes in the surrounding of every person, and he is completely ignore his own enlightenment or own knowing and real existence. He has no time, he has no attention, he has no curiosity, he has no consciousness about the truth. He want to live in this type of fake, physically, bodily, mentally and intellectually and emotionally or egoistic life. So the totality, the total effect brings in that person's life like a mad person's life, like a sleepy person's life, like a coma person's life, like a person he is completely lost his wisdom. He only have a one flow, that flow goes to his desires. He become like a bismic person. He become like a mentally disturbed person. He become like an unconscious person. He become like a dreamy person. So the Tulsidas says, if you request to this type of person, he will not hear your request. If you give the love, this type of clever person, he will not respect of your love. He will use his cleverty. If you will give the teachings of the donation to a person who is very, very greedy for money, he will never respect your teachings. If you teach a person who is very possessive, you want to teach the liberation, you want to teach enlightenment, he will never notice. My dear friend, the person who is completely kidnapped his intellectuality, intellect of divinity and spiritual attention and spiritual wish of awareness, he will not come to the Sadguru. He will not come to the Sadguru. That's why the Sadguru get very few persons. Very few persons. Not many persons. My dear friend, in this bhogas and this aishwarya, in this hunger and this treasure brings in the person's life the condition as his wisdom is kidnapped, as his awareness is kidnapped, as his being is kidnapped, as his enlightenment is kidnapped, and his divine intellectuality is kidnapped by the mesmerism and the hypnotism of this type of network of the Maya, Bhoga Aishwarya Prasaktara. Because the Maya play this game with these type of persons, because the Maya create inside hunger for all sensory organs and stimulations, and the person involves all mental ability as you sleep in the night and you involve your all mental status in the dreams, and dreams are false. So this conspiracy of Maya even is false, but the person is completely lost his consciousness and he is living in this type of mesmerism of the Maya. So my dear friend, in many meaningless causes, the person is dying. A person is die only because his money is lost. A person is die only because his wife is die. A person is die because his fake pride is lost. So many causes person die or person living in dying like condition in this world, and they are so much helpless, they do not do anything. They want to search solution, but they cannot search solution because their consciousness is completely kidnapped by the Maya. So the Krishna is using a very precious and very meaningful and deep word that is called Tatha Pahat Chetasam. Chetasam, it means consciousness. Pahat, it means kidnapped. Their consciousness kidnapped by the attraction and mesmerism and hypnotism of the Maya. My dear friends, I love you very much, so I am telling this type of secret to you. I don't want that you live in the kidnapping in Maya. Because the Maya is very cruel. He never merciful to anyone. Never merciful to anyone. And the ocean is never merciful to the humans. If your boat will be crashed in the ocean and their ocean is millions of miles long, that definitely nobody will escape. Nobody will alive. My dear friend, the fire is never merciful to you. Because the fire is also the part of the nature. Electric current is never merciful to you. Many examples I can give you. So Maya is never merciful on you, and when once you have lost your consciousness, then Maya will crush you in millions of the time in the death and birth cycle. Because I love you, so I want telling you this truth. Please come out by this unconsciousness. I want to help you. So my dear friend, the Krishna is telling, Tatha Apacchetasam, the consciousness completely kidnapped by the Maya. And then a person do the actions and activities, they are, even he cannot do if he will become aware. You see, for the money, the persons do the conspiracies, wrongness, breach of faith. They shocked the lovers and their very nearest and dearest person. My dear friend, for the sexually hungers person, doing very wrong, they are abusing women and they are kidnapping women, they are killing women and they are brutally raping the women. That is all the effect of this kidnapped consciousness. And the millions of the examples I can give you, the after effect of this kidnapped consciousness. Every person is a very, very good and pure soul and the representative of the God existence, but by this kidnapping of the Maya, his consciousness is completely goes in the hands and control of the Maya and the nature and the hungers and the desires and the network of this foolishness can do anything with him, and he do anything with this society. You can see in every sector, in religious sector, economic sector, political sector, social sector, educational sector, defense sector, everywhere you can see the person is completely living in kidnapped or unconsciously by this Maya. That's why your unfortunate life, facing the bars, facing the corruptions, facing the crime, facing the killing, and many, many more. And you are not ready to know your own existence, your own truth, or your own consciousness, and your own completability of your divine spiritual presence of the God inside of you. Because your consciousness is completely kidnapped by the illusion and hypnotic, poisonous coma of the Maya. My dear friend, all the negativities and the befooling in the name of the positivity that comes by the Maya, by the millions type of action and activities and millions type of the causes, they are seeing you very genuine, but you do not know by this genuine mode Maya want to kill your physical body and pushing you in many, many unwanted and unpleasant and unable and very, very sorrowful birth and death cycle. And Maya is make you the addict of this 5 sensory organs hunger. As a person addict of opium, heroin, LSD, wine, and many, many drugs. The Maya is use your sensory organs hunger like the drugs. Like the drugs. I remember a story. Once upon a time, the God make a temple, and sitting it in between of the temple, the center part of the temple, God was sitting there. This is only example. Oh, do not take it in real. But it is message is real. God make the 5 doors of that temple. In one door, there was a divine and holy cow, and another door there was a nude woman was standing. In third door there was a wine and glass, a very strong wine. In fourth door, if any person will come there, their mother and father was stand. In the fifth door, there was all type of narcotic materials, and the condition is that if you want to enter in this temple, you must be either you drink the wine or you kick the cow or any holy animal, and or you involve physical relationship with the woman, or you insult your mother and father, or you take any type of drugs. The person came and see, oh my God, there is very hard task, what I can do? He cannot respect the cow because cow is the religious mother in India. He cannot insult the mother and father because mother and father respected in India like the God. He cannot take the drugs because the drugs are not taken by a good person. Drugs they are taken by the wrong person. Never drugs take the good person. And he want to, no, he have a great desire to enter in this temple. So he choose the last option of wine, and he drink the wine. And wine make him too much unconscious because that was very strong wine. And then he do every wrong thing. And the God disappear from that temple. So the example is that this physical body is the temple of the God. And your doors, they are full of sensory organs stimulation. And you choose the least stimulation, any one, but you got in unconsciousness, because by this way Maya kidnap your consciousness and you do the wrong then. So the Maya kicked you again and again. Maya crushed you again and again. Maya destroy your body again and again and reorganize your body in different forms. As a toy maker make the many idols or many toys by the soil. So the Krishna is giving enlightenment to the Arjuna and giving the divine teaching, because the bhogas, the sensory organs, hungers, and they are makes the possessiveness, and possessiveness make the unconsciousness, and unconsciousness kidnap your divine intellect, and unconsciousness make you like a sleepy person, and you are lost your chance of complete liberation of awareness. You lost your chance of completely awakenness, and you can lost your chance of completely enlightenment, Atma Jnana, and ultimate liberation. So first you must detach from your sensory organs, ahangas. And then when you detach from sensory organs, anger, and then you can detach from this bhogas, And that is only possible by the meditation of awareness. Nothing that is not possible. That is only possible by the meditation of awareness. Otherwise, that is impossible. Because if you do not able to see everything negative, how can you free from that negativity? How can you detach from this negativity? And if you are not free from the negativity, then how can you free from the pseudo-positivity which is created by the Maya? Because your all shelters, your all support is this type of hungers and this type of desires. You are living only for desires. You are living only for hungers. Because as a person is sleeping and he is living for the dreams. You are searching, even your support is false, but you are searching. Because your whole life is oriented about the sharp desire of sensory organs fulfilling. So you can do anything for that, but you cannot do nothing for the awareness because you have no any way, you have no any alternative, you have no any wisdom, you have no any path, because the sleepy person has no way for awareness or awakeness. Because in the result, your consciousness is completely kidnapped by the Maya. And if you are not accepting the master's shelter, then you cannot awake. Your interest, your choice, your likings, all are supporting this kidnapping of Maya. You can say that the consciousness and of awareness is completely kidnapped by the Maya of this type of sleepy person. So that is the extremist stage of inertia of consciousness. I want to repeat. This is the extremist stage of the inertia of consciousness. Your consciousness become like an iceberg. And that is the extreme stage of the sleeping. That is the stage when your internal awareness reach in the zero and you are become a stony conscious person. You have no any consciousness. You are living like a dead body in this world. And you are completely a puppet of the Maya. Maya burnt as you will do. You are floating on the stream of the wind like a dry leaf. So that Maya is created. New and newer and again more and more possessiveness and desires day by day in your consciousness, in your life. That's why your religion, your spirituality, your divinity, and that is also a dreamy creation of this Maya. The real spirituality is the real awareness, is the love extreme. The real spirituality is the complete detachment from illusion of Maya. The real divinity and spirituality is completely aware in the soul. That is called Atma Jnana. And that cannot be possible because you are never like this real spirituality. You will even hate with this spirituality because this spirituality will not support your sensory organs hunger. This spirituality will not give the certification of your dreamy and sleepy life. So the Sadguru never support your illusion or mesmerism or your unconsciousness. That's why you feel the Sadguru's words, that Sadguru is doing opposition to you, because Sadguru is teaching you awareness and you don't want to leave your unconsciousness. So that is a contradiction comes in the Sadguru teachings and your own thinking. Because you want to float in the river of the time and you want to destroy your opportunity of enlightenment. You want yourself. You are losing your opportunity by your own side. Sadguru is not losing your opportunity. Sadguru is calling you again and again and you ignore Sadguru again and again. That's why the Rama came, Krishna came. 24 Tirthankar of the Jainas came. Goraksha, Matsendra, Kabir, Nanak, Dadu, Paltu came. The 9 gurus of Sikhs came. And many holy and enlightened persons came. But you are as it is. You never listen. You ignore all of them. That is a proof. So the Sadguru says in this stanza, this type of person has no decision power. Their all decisions comes by the Maya. The leaf which is floating in the sky on the wind, how can it take decision? The dead body is flowing in the river, how can the dead body can take decision? So your aliveness is completely kidnapped. Your consciousness is completely kidnapped. How can you take the decision for enlightenment? So the Krishna says this type of person has no ability to take any concrete decision. They are live always in unstable and decisive power. They live in all the time in the dilemma. They live all the time in the fear. They live all the time in the sorrow. They have uncountable disorders. And vibrating decisive power. So in this condition, the God cannot be exposed. In that condition, the person cannot get the enlightenment. The existence cannot accept this type of person, because this type of person has no any similarity with the God. So my dear friend, the samadhona vidhiyate, it means that person cannot stand in the equilibrium that is very essential to enlightenment. So the very extremist equilibrium is required for the spiritual achievement of Atma Jnana. So our great persons use the word samata and samadhi, because the Existence is the base of all, and existence only except those persons, and they are very, very similar to their characteristics or the readiness. I tell something, the peacefulness, the stability, the awareness, the complete consciousness. These are the very, very essential condition for awakening in existence or accepting by existence. Otherwise, existence give you in the control of the Maya. Maya do anything with you. So Samadhi, it means living in this equilibrium with the equality and continuous living in the awareness as the stream of the oil and unbreakable. Samadhi, it means all the base and installation Paramatma that is exposed inside of you, and you are completely transformed into the Paramatma, and that is the Samadhi. Because the Paramatma is the base, Paramatma is the installation, Paramatma is only the presence, the Paramatma is only the consciousness, the Paramatma is only the continuity of awareness, the Paramatma is only total freedom. Only total freedom. Without this transformation, nobody can achieve this highest stage of liberation. So Vedanta says, the knowledge, the stage, the awareness, that is called Atma Jnana, and that is called self-liberation, and that is called enlightenment, and that is called ultimate truth. So it is the extremist stage of liberation. So Sadguru says, Samadhi na vidhiyate. You will not get this extremist stage of liberation if you are not come out from the kidnapping of the Maya. And Maya's kidnapping only can be break by the help of the Sadguru. Only Sadguru can save you from this kidnapping. Otherwise not. And your ego is not ready to accept the Sadguru. That is a big problem. So, vidhiyate, it is a very, very loving word. Vidhiyate, it means that gradually you will step by step increasing your consciousness in the direction and the directive of the Sadguru. If you can take this darefulness, if you can take this type of compromise with the Sadguru, if you can surrender your ego in the feet of the Sadguru, then maybe Sadguru can help you. Otherwise, it is very difficult. So in this path, the first thing is come, you should be serve the Sadguru. Anyhow, and any type of manner as you can do. Because when you do the service of the Sadguru, then you can live with the Sadguru, and then you can live with the Sadguru, then Sadguru's wisdom or of this divinity can affect on and work with you, with your own consciousness. So, the Bhogasakta Prasakta Nam, that stage is completely sleeping and completely down stage, and when you become a seeker, that is become a seeker, and that is a gradual development of your consciousness. Now you are not enlightenment, but minimum you will become a seeker, and Sadguru can make you seeker also. If you can give the time to the Sadguru, if you can stay with the Sadguru, if you can serve to the Sadguru, if you can come near the heart of the Sadguru, then Sadguru will break your coma the Sadguru can break your sleep, and Sadguru will make your all disqualification into the qualifications. So my dear friend, let help to do the Sadguru service on you. My dear friend, that was the secret meaning of this stanza. And the last of this discourse, I want to tell about the significance and benefits of Sakshi meditation of awareness, which is I want to teach all over the world, for brings the peace, happiness, prosperity, internal awareness, and many, many good qualities. I want to say in the short, if you do the Sakshi meditation of awareness, then you will be physically healthy and strong, mentally sharp and healthy, economically prosperous, heartily very good lover, morally very strong and good person, and you will become a tensionless, peaceful and a glorious unit of the family, very loving, very caring, very effective, very nice, very sweet. My dear friend, and this type of perfection can come by the Sakshi meditation of awareness. In the detailed knowledge, you can listen my other discourse, previous discourse. I want to tell, if this type of good person will be increased in the society and families, they can turn in a very good and nice environment. And the society will be good, the nations will be good, the nations will be good, there will no any conflict on this world. They will be resolve all the disputes on the negotiation table. When the nations will be good, there we can save a lot of money, use of money from the mental hospitals, physical hospitals, courts and judiciary and the police stations, and there is no economic crime, so we can accumulate a lot of money, and that money will be used in the beautification, safety, welfare of this earth. So we can turn this earth more than heavenly atmosphere. So I want decide that we will take this challenge as a mission, the world peace by meditation, because this meditation can change your world. Or this meditation is non-religious meditation, non-prejudice meditation, and no any prejudiceness of caste and creed and nationality and black and white, man or woman, transgender, child and old person and young person, no any partiality, no any type of prejudiceness. We can do this meditation without any hesitation, because this meditation is the spiritual science invention, like your wristwatch and telephones and pen and other things. So this meditation will bring the peace in your life. So the mission of a great gift to this world, that the mission is the world peace by meditation. My dear friend, please join this very special, spiritual, real divine and real impartial meditation. Be the teachers, be the masters of this meditation. My dear friend, when you do this meditation, then you will see this is a very, very beneficial and transformative meditation. Our world will be changed in the great good atmosphere, peaceful, loving brotherhood and internal prosperity. My dear friend, then we can attend the welfare work on this planet, like the ozone layer repair, like forestation, like help the peoples, the poor nations, they have no food, no shelter, no cloth. We can do many, many things when we will become the peaceful person and the person very good by this meditation. I want to give news that 24 July in New Delhi, Noida, Sector 12, there will be a meditation camp for one day, 8 p.m. to 6 evening, 8 a.m. to 6 evening, 8 a.m. to 6 p.m. And the same camp and the same teaching and the same program that will be held in the great spiritual land Puerto Rico in November 24 to 22. 2 camps and 1 seminar for 2 days. Under the banner of art of embracing life, art of embracing life. And you are invited in the camps and the seminar in the Puerto Rico and the Delhi and the camp in New Jersey and the camp in New York on 26 November 2016. My dear friend, you believe or not believe, but I know that we are one love, we are one consciousness, and we are one presence of existence. Please subscribe my channel on YouTube. Thank you very much. Love you very much.